December 7th, 1941. The morning sky over Oahu burns red. Japanese planes roar in from the east. Torpedoes slice through the harbor. Battleships explode. Airfields turn into firestorms. It's chaos. It's history's punch to the gut. But this time, something's different. Hidden at the far end of Hickam Field, covered by a thick tarp, sits something no one can explain. No propeller. No visible exhaust. Just sleek angles and matte gray skin. It's the F-35 Lightning II, a fifth-generation stealth fighter jet, dropped into a world that shouldn't even understand it. So here's the question. What happens if the most advanced fighter jet ever built suddenly joins the Battle of Pearl Harbor? Can it change history? Can one plane rewrite the opening act of World War II? Let's find out. In 1941, the fastest aircraft in the world barely broke 400 miles per hour. Engines rattled, guns jammed, radios crackled, and radar? Barely a concept. But the F-35 Lightning II is something from another universe. It's a stealth, multi-role fighter capable of Mach 1.6, roughly 1,200 miles per hour, 1,930 per hour. It can track, engage, and destroy targets without ever being seen. Let's break down what this futuristic beast brings to 1941. It's equipped with 4 AIM-120 AMRAAM missiles, radar-guided air-to-air weapons that can hit targets over 100 miles away. 2 AIM-9X Sidewinders, heat-seeking missiles for close dogfights. A Gayu-22A 25mm cannon, 180 rounds of armor-shredding shells. A radar system so advanced it can lock onto 20 targets at once and kill before the enemy even sees it. Its stealth design makes it practically invisible to radar. Its sensors give the pilot a full 360-degree view around the plane. It can share data with friendly units, jam enemy radars, and even guide missiles fired by other aircraft. But in 1941, none of that technology exists. The world has no radar networks, no digital systems, no satellites. Nobody can even refuel or repair something like this. So the F-35 gets one shot, one sortie, before history swallows it again. Now let's look at what it's up against. On the morning of December 7th, 353 Japanese aircraft approached Pearl Harbor in 2 waves. Their mission: cripple the U.S. Pacific Fleet before America could fight back. The attackers included Mitsubishi A6M Zero fighters, fast, agile, and deadly at close range, topping out around 330 miles per hour, 530 kilometers per hour. Nakajima B5N torpedo bombers, slow and vulnerable, carrying the devastating weapons that ripped into battleships. Aichi D3A dive bombers, precision killers targeting airfields and anti-aircraft guns. These pilots were experts. They flew with deadly coordination, their attacks timed to the minute. They carried no guided weapons, no computers. Everything, every shot, every turn, every bomb drop was manual. And that worked, because no one in 1941 had anything to stop them. Until now. The first Japanese wave appears over the horizon. 183 planes flying low over the Pacific, engines roaring in unison. It's 7:48 a.m. The tarp comes off. The F-35 Lightning II powers up. The engine howls like thunder from another dimension. No one on the base knows what they're hearing. Ground crew stare, frozen, as the plane shoots down the runway and rockets into the sky. In seconds, it's above the island, invisible to radar, invisible to the enemy. Its radar lights up. Dozens of blips flood the screen, an entire armada inbound. The pilot selects targets. 4 missile locks, 4 tones, Fox 3. 4 AMRAAMs streak into the sky. Each one travels faster than sound. The Japanese formation never sees them coming. In less than 5 seconds, 4 planes vanish from existence. No smoke trail, no warning, just sudden, silent death. Panic spreads through the Japanese formation. They break apart, searching for the threat. But there's nothing there. No enemy. No trace. Then 2 more explosions. 2 more bombers disappear. The F-35 moves in, turning inside clouds, unseen, untouchable. In one pass, the pilot destroys 8 aircraft. The second wave hasn't even arrived yet. Imagine what this looks like from the ground. U.S. soldiers are scrambling for cover, firing rifles at shadows. Then, high above the chaos, they see something. A shape they don't recognize. Smooth, gray, futuristic. No markings, no propeller. No sound they've ever heard. It moves like lightning, firing flashes of light and leaving fireballs in the air. To them, it's a miracle. To the Japanese, it's a ghost. Within minutes, the entire first wave collapses into confusion. Bombers can't find their targets. Fighters turn to defend the sky but can't see their enemy. Every Japanese pilot is looking for something that isn't there. The F-35's stealth is absolute. Its radar cross-section is smaller than a bird. Even if they somehow spotted it, their 1941 machine guns couldn't touch it. Rounds would bounce off or miss entirely. The Lightning II cuts through the chaos, picking off bombers before they reach the harbor. Torpedoes meant for the USS Arizona fall harmlessly into the sea. Dive bombers scatter, unable to coordinate. For the first time in hours, the American guns start hitting back because the surprise attack is gone. 8:30 a.m. The second wave of 170 planes approaches. By now, the Japanese fleet is in disarray. Their first group hasn't returned, and radio silence fills the air. They assume success until they start vanishing too. From 40,000 feet above, the F-35 scans the horizon. The pilot has maybe 30 minutes of fuel left. Every missile matters. Every second counts. He locks onto another formation, torpedo bombers heading straight for Battleship Row. Fox 3. 3 missiles fly, 3 hits. But the fuel gauge is dropping fast. The jet's advanced engines burn JP-8 fuel, a blend that won't exist for another half-century. There's no way to refuel once it lands. Still, the pilot dives in, using the 25mm cannon now. In less than a minute, 180 rounds tear through a cluster of enemy planes. Explosions ripple through the formation. He's taken down nearly 20 aircraft, more than any single pilot in the history of World War II. But there are still hundreds in the sky. The F-35 dominates every encounter, but it's not built for eternity. Every missile spent, every burst of cannon fire counts down its usefulness, and once it lands, the fight is over. Because in 1941, there's no way to refuel it. No ground crew, no spare parts, no compatible weapons. If something breaks, even a sensor glitch, it's mission ending. And landing isn't easy either. Its systems are built for digital communication with modern air bases. No one on Earth knows how to talk to it. The pilot can try to land manually, but once the jet stops, it becomes a relic, an alien machine in a world not ready for it. Meanwhile, the Japanese fleet still has carriers, destroyers, and hundreds of planes ready to launch. They can rearm, refuel, and attack again. The F-35 cannot. So the real question becomes not whether it wins the battle, but how much it can change before it disappears. Let's look at the numbers. In the real Pearl Harbor attack, 8 U.S. battleships were damaged or sunk, 188 aircraft destroyed on the ground, over 2,400 Americans killed. Now add one F-35 to the equation. If every missile hits and the cannon fire is precise, the Lightning II could destroy 20 to 25 aircraft in under 40 minutes. It could cripple both attack waves, forcing confusion, delays, and broken formations. That alone could save dozens of ships and hundreds of lives. The USS Arizona might survive. The attack might fail to destroy the dry docks or fuel depots, the lifeblood of the Pacific Fleet. Instead of being crippled, the U.S. Navy could strike back almost immediately. The Japanese High Command would be in shock. They'd have no explanation, no record of what hit them. And back in Washington, word spreads. A strange, unknown jet stopped part of the attack. Morale skyrockets. Panic turns to defiance. The U.S. enters the war not in despair, but in fury. But there's another ripple effect: technology. Imagine 1941 engineers examining the wreckage of an F-35. Composite materials, stealth coatings, circuit boards, computer chips, all decades beyond their comprehension. They'd spend years trying to reverse engineer it. Maybe by the 1950s, the U.S. develops jet and radar technology far earlier than in our timeline. The Korean War, the Vietnam War, every future conflict could look completely different. The Japanese, on the other hand, would be terrified. They'd think America had developed a superweapon and might hesitate before launching further attacks across the Pacific. In a sense, the F-35 wouldn't just win a battle. It would accelerate human history. But power has limits. Even a god among planes can't hold off the tides of war forever. After that one flight, the F-35 is grounded. Without modern fuel, it can't fly again. Its stealth coatings degrade, its systems fail without maintenance, and its pilot, stranded decades in the past, can only watch as the world catches up. Pearl Harbor is still attacked, ships still burn, but the disaster is smaller. America recovers faster. Japan loses its element of surprise. The war still comes. But differently. The Pacific might turn sooner. Midway could happen months earlier. The atomic bomb might never even be needed. So, what happens if a modern fighter jet fought at Pearl Harbor? It wins, decisively, spectacularly, but only for a moment. Technology can crush a battle, but it can't escape time. One jet can save lives, maybe change history's course, but it can't stop history itself. Still, it's a haunting question. A glimpse of what happens when the future collides with the past.